Vroom, vroom. That we knew we could have to take it to bits, so we made it so it's all easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kick the engine round. Oil runs out of everywhere. You get oil coming out of here, here, here. And what you want to remember, a couple of years older than you.
Oh.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to try and do this with a short skirt on, darling. It's like, I'll tell you, it's very comfortable. I mean, I've never managed to earn a load of money in my life, so I ain't going to start now. Right, so we get underneath, take the undertray off to look at the starter motor, which has got a little tiny circuit, which is obviously broken and fell out. A tuppenny halfpenny bit, as they would say.
Yeah, which is that?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then,
That goes on there like that, and this should be like a circlip type spring clip.
And it had fallen off.
And it's fallen out, so that could just go like that.
So that's why it wasn't engaging.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that a quick fix?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, well,
put a
we've
new
got to
clip.
go to see the man anyway, so we thought we'd get a new clip, a proper one, and a spare.
Oh, gosh.
So then we're looking
But
round.
this looks more major.
Yeah, well, right, so we're looking around and we take the undertray off to see the start motor, and I notice that the sump gasket was blowing out of the gap there.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, we took the bolts out now, but literally it was all done up and everyone was split pinned. Not
Yeah.
one of them was like loose or
But the
anything.
gasket had worked its way out.
And the gasket worked its way out.
Is that because it had a proper workout?
I don't know. But I think we're gonna try.
You just like taking it to pieces, I think, you two.
Well, it don't really are because we built the car in such a way that we knew we could have to take it to bits, so we made it so it's all easy. You know, very rarely is there a bolt that's a nightmare to get off or get on. Poor old, what's his name, Francois,
Francois, yeah.
to look at his magneto, he's got to take the water pump off. Well, you know, we don't want that, do we?
Looks like you've taken a fair bit off to get to this stage, though.
Yeah, but it's all easy, you know.
Okay.
It ain't like, oh, that bolt, we never get that out.
It's easy because John's doing it.
Well, that's true as well. I'm not going to argue with that. It's like I find it quite nice going places because it's no trouble to me when you're driving.
Same thing.
No?
Yeah, it's coming. It feels like it's stuck on something there.
Yeah, well, it's the thing, isn't it?
All right, lift the front up, John.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, I think it's stuck on the bolt, you know.
It is. Can't you get in between it, or have you got in between it?
Yeah, I am in between it, yeah. Yeah, what about getting the thing and knocking the bolt up?
Well,
So this bit of gasket coming out of the sump, will this have affected performance?
No, it's just
Is that an extra 2 seconds a lap?
a big oil leak.
pass that lever bar over. I'll just try on my side.
Oh, just a big oil leak. Oh, that's it, John.
Yours off now?
Well, it's very close.
Just turn it and...
That's it there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, look, it's even got quite a nice bit of machining on there, which would
Grip the
tend to
gasket.
hold it in, I think, wouldn't it? You know.
So the oil leak was in the van?
No, I mean, it was just normal leakage. I mean, I don't think it leaks any more than what old Francois just one
Francois
leaks.
does, no.
It's just that, I mean, if you've got that,
I think you just wanted to take it to pieces.
well, We do like to take it to pieces.
And what's the gasket made of?
Paper. We made a bloody great gasket. I mean, every single bolt was split pin, so they weren't loose. And that's our dry sump, see, then picks it up there, and it picks it up the front.
So what are you doing, John?
I just get the dry sump pump out.
We can have a look at that to make sure that that's working properly. This is what you do when you look after racing cars properly. You know, you have to take the bits and look at them all the time. Right, so we put the sump back without any gasket, only temporarily, to make sure that it doesn't seize up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kick the engine round to see how free it is. Yeah, that feels normal.
Just do a bit more.
Right, so we've done the sump. We didn't put a gasket on it. We tiger sealed it. So the gasket can't blow out now because it ain't got one. But anyway, we tiger sealed that. And we turned the engine over to make sure it wasn't squeezing the rear oil seal together, but it turns over lovely, so that's all right. So then we think, well, let's have a look at it, because there must be a lot of pressure inside the engine to push the gasket out. So anyway, so we've got this is the breather hole here. I mean, it's a decent size, but it had a metal baffle. So anyway, so I think to myself, well, I'll put a screwdriver in and I'll just bend it a little bit to sort of open it up, and it broke. It went pop, so it came off of one of its fixings. So I was really worried because I thought I'd just put the sump back. I don't think he'd be very happy, but I said, oh, I've dropped that in the sump. So I went and got a magnet, I put a magnet on it with a bit of wire, and I touched it with a screwdriver, very, very little, and it broke off. So I think we're quite lucky in a way, because there wasn't much holding that on. 4 little pins, and anyway, so I got it off and I got it out. So now we've got a great big hole. So what happened was, when we moved this from there, normally they come out of there. But this was my idea. We managed to make this bracket up in the front here. So originally the water used to come in and go here, and then to there and back to the front. Well, I didn't like all that, so we made this. So then we had to have the water going into the back. So we had it coming down here and going into there, which is all very good, and it worked like a charm. But this was in the way. So what we did that. We put that there, and then that pipe used to run through there and go up to there. So although it's still got a big area, I said to John, I think we need all the area we can get, because there's obviously a lot going in there with 10 litres revving to 1400 to 2000 RPM. So we took the baffle out, we've altered that now, so that now comes down, goes along and up there, rather than along there. So we got that missing. So then we got the original, so we made that bit. This is only tacked on temporary. And then that's going to go on there. And then what my plan is to have that on a nice bracket. Hang on. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll be there in a minute. Right. So that's going to go there, like that, and I'm going to have a nice bracket holding that, and then I'm going to have another thing on the top of there, something like that, but not that. So that'll be held on a bracket, and then we'll have a bit of flexible going from here to there, with a couple of clips on, and get this up as high as we can get it, so it's got a long way for the air to come and then the oil to run back into the engine. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to work, but we'll see. So that's the plan.
And before that, you had that one with the metal things
Well,
inside.
Yeah, well, we won't need that now. And then we'll have a cap. When we put the other bit on there, that'll be on there like that. Flexible bit of material between there, and then that'll have the top on it like that.
Okay.
And then we can start it up. We can see what comes out of there. I mean, if it really throws a load of air out, we've done a good job. If it throws a load of oil out, then we've got a problem. But it is dry sump, this engine, so, and I checked all of that, and I had a look at it all, and when we had the pump off, I made sure all the impeller things inside were turning. So I've done everything you can do. So I think now we've got to specialise in getting some big breathers to give the engine a bit of a chance to get rid of its air that it's obviously making. Don't forget also, of course, it's got blooming great pistons, and it's got very old-fashioned piston rings, that are, sort of quite wide. So what's happening is, when it goes bang, there could be a lot of air going past the piston and into the sump. So you've only got the big pistons going up and down. You've got, every time they go bang, you've got some more air coming down. And we've got to get rid of that air. Because to push that gasket out, there must be a load of pressure in there, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do that. And then, not only, but also, we've made another one up. Which again, we're going to have a bit of tube on here. But I'm going to put that on there. So that we've got another breather at the front, because...
What was there before?
The magneto. So here, oil runs out of everywhere. You get oil coming out of here, here, here. So I think what's happening is the oil's trying to get down there, but the pressure in the crankcase is holding it back. So it's not only holding it back, it's making it leak at the same time. So this is going to be a secondary idea, this. That's going to go in there, and then we'll have a breather up here, and then that'll be another breather it's got. But we're not going to put this on until we've tried that one. So that's the latest plan. And then the next thing is, you won't believe it, but I've got my licence. The RAC have given in and said, yes, you can have your licence. We'd like you to have this extra check, which I'm going to have in October. And so I've got my licence. So we're going to go, hopefully, at the end of the month to Prescott, and I'm going to drive it up Prescott and see how it goes. So that's that. What else has happened?
And for Prescott, what do you need?
Now, they're typical. Listen, I ain't going to do a race until I'm 90. So I'll go and have a look at the brand new overalls, and they're like a load of money. And I'm probably only going to use them for 2 or 3 years, if I'm lucky. So I look at my overalls, and they're just out of date. So I go to the racewear place, and they're like, anything that's worth having is very close to $1,000. So I thought, well, there's got to be somebody somewhere who's got some overalls, or a company that's got these that are a bit out of date and haven't got the full 10 years to go, and I can buy them a bit more worth of money, because it seems silly to buy magic overalls that are going to last the next 10 years when you're 84. So anyway, that's what we're thinking of doing. So Susie's on the internet having a look, but if any of you have got any ideas, don't hesitate to tell me. I mean, you never know. I mean, old Lewis Hamilton might be looking at this and think, well, I might as well give Ivan a pair of my overalls. But I doubt if that's going to happen. But anyway, we'll see. At Mallory Park, I don't know if we mentioned it before, but the starter motor went wrong. Right, literally went perfect. He got in the car to start it and it went wrong. So I got underneath and I got a screwdriver and I managed to get it to be in gear, and he pressed the starter and it went, which was a miracle. But what it is, there's a little circlip goes on there underneath the thing like that. There's like a little cup and it's in there. And somehow or other it managed to get lost or come to bits or do whatever. But that's the starter we will use on the Hall and Scott. I mean, when you look at it, look, that whizzes over a 10-litre engine like it's a bloody 50cc moped. But obviously it has to have that working properly. So next week we're going to see Mr. Wasp, and he'll give us a circlip and what have you, and and we get him to give us a spare just in case it ever happens again. And of course, at the same time, we can talk to him about putting the starter motor on the offy midget. I'll tell you what, folks, I just walked down the stairs and looked at this, and that's the offy engine, which is lovely, isn't it? And that's the Samson engine. I mean, obviously there's years different. That was made in 1927, and the first one was made in 1922. And obviously this was copied a bit from the Miller engine, because old Offenhauser worked for Miller, so he obviously used a lot of ideas, and you know, you've only got to look at it, I can see that. But it's got a lovely strong crankcase, which is a barrel crankcase, and the Samson's a barrel crankcase. That has the centre main bolted in, this has the centre main pushed in. It'd be better if it was bolted in, and I think if I build an engine, I might try and work that out, and we can do that to make it like that. So not only is it in, you know, in the right size hole and lovely, but if it had a ring of bolts around it, it would be much better, the same as that. So that's the Samson engine. That's the offy engine. I mean, you know, there's not a lot in it, is there, really? But you can see what I mean about the buckets being upside down. In there, they're upside down, they go round the camshaft, they're flat, and then push down on the valve. Well, this has obviously got conventional buckets, and you see how much bigger the cam box needs to be when it's conventional. And it makes you realise how clever that was, because it actually works. They don't wear out any quicker than anything else, but I think that's very clever. But of course, you see, what you've got to remember, Mr. Pettit was modifying the Ford pushrod engine, because that is exactly the same as the Ford pushrod engine, and that's the same more or less. So, you know, he stuck a drive on the front and he designed that and turned it into a queen cam. And if it was 1100cc race of any description, a Samson usually won it, right up to when Amel cars eventually made the 6-cylinder car. And that's when they didn't work. But before that, they won everything. It was 1100cc. Right, as you all know, Susie's got a very nice 2002, which has never been restored and is absolutely beautiful. But we used to have odd problems with it. And John checked this, we put it on out, and it just squirted continuously.
What's that, the cold?
This is a cold start. So what happens is, instead of having a choke, you switch the ignition on and you go to start it, and for a few seconds that squirts neat petrol, just like a Kai gas pump. And the car starts immediately. But obviously if it's squirting petrol when it shouldn't be squirting petrol, it's ridiculously rich. And Susie was coming here one day in the car and she stopped, and it stalled, obviously too rich. And she couldn't get it to start, and I went to see it. It was only up the road. I put my foot flat on the floor like you do with a car that's too rich, and whoa, 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 and I turned it over, and just as I was about to give up, it went blah, 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 and fired up. So we guessed this might be the problem, and as I say, John checked it, and it was. So we sent it to Mr. Injector,
Mr. Injector UK.
in Ware Hearts, and you know, for not a lot of money, he's done a nice job, because we looked on the internet to get one, and they're like 300 quid. So, you know, it was worth having done, and it looks as it's got a real proper test sheet with it saying how it's been tested and everything, and it looks like he has a load of bits, look. You know, so it could be, that could be good. I mean, it's so good that I am going to stick this up in my workshop like that, because I know there's a good chance we might need him.
So that metal plate is where it goes?
Yeah, that's it, where it goes. Well, John made that because he said, you know, and he knocked that off because he said we probably could get it going.
Oh, okay.
Good enough to move it or whatever. So,
and we fitted that other bit, the wax actuator, didn't we?
yeah, well, the wax actuator, actually, was as important as this.
And that needed doing as well.
Yeah. You know, I mean, when you get a fuel injection system that's, what's it, 50 years old?
Yeah.
You know, it's bound to need a bit of servicing. So that's been done.
Does it go that way or the other way?
No, it goes that way, because that goes in there like that. No, definitely, I think that's right. And the wax actuator is, you know, going to be the first thing to go wrong. So that's good that we managed to find that man who's obviously done a real load of research, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Does he live in?
I think he was called Dave.
And does he live in
Malaysia?
Malaysia, and he's had. And when you get the kit, I must say it's really good. You've got little tools that you need, so you get the tools to do it, and you get a very good set of instructions. So there should be no excuse, you know. I mean, it should definitely
This is
work.
fighting talk, Ivan. I hope it's good tomorrow.
Well, we'll see, but you know, it was very, very good. It wasn't hard to fit. It was all good. I mean, when we bought the car, we knew it wasn't running perfectly.
It wasn't bad though. We took it to Bewley last year, if you remember.
Yeah, no, we managed, but you know, it was always a bit rich, wasn't it? Because if you remember, Susie, it wasn't perfect. And what you want to remember is I'm a couple of years older than you.
Oh.
And I can remember how they used to go, because I used to drive them when they was like, you know,
When I was being born.
Yeah, sort of. God blimey, John. He's put a bolt in there. Look, it goes down to there. I'm going to be struggling here.
Can't we just pull it out?
Well, yeah, that's what I tried to do. That is absolutely solid.
You hold the camera, I'll do it.
I don't want to shorten it down. Oh, I don't think you will, Ducky. Don't spoil your nails, darling. No, look at that, eh?
Just need the touch.
Tough, rough, strong bird. This is going to be really interesting, isn't it? Because this hasn't been run since we sent that away. And he turned it round quick, didn't he?
Yeah. Last week, I think.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I think I sent it end of the week and he sent it back on the Monday. I
think having the wax thing and that, this should be lovely, but we'll see. I mean,
Perfect. What's it revving? Is it?
well, yeah, but it's on choke. It's down. Bring it out and drop back.
You know we had that surging. It's not doing that anymore, is
It's not
it?
doing any of that. No. That feels magic to me. If this starts, then it's easy. We fitted the original fuel pump. So that's why I had to whiz it over, because obviously the carburettor dried out. You whiz it over a few times, and then of course it fills up the car and off it goes. So that's good, because we're going to take this to Bewley, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. So it's probably the 308 that won't go.
I'm just looking at that sticker. I've ordered more stickers, Ivan.
Really?
With your new logo.
Oh. What's that for Bewley?
Yeah.
And
T-shirts.
wow. I don't know what they're going to look like, folks. But I suppose if they need a muscle man, darling, I could do.
You can model one.
Yeah.
No, we're pushing this. Sorry, I thought.
Yeah, is that looking all right?
Yeah, fine. Straight back on that.
Listen to that fuel pump.
It's loud, isn't it?
Actually, it makes more noise than the engine. It gives me a headache. So that's the first job we've got to sort out.
Much better. How many? 850?
Look. And it ain't even hot.
It's not labouring, is it?
No, look. Shall we go for a little spin?
Premium. We got this from one of our followers, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Very helpful, thank you.
They were look, it's got talk now. Look, you don't have to rev it up. Look.
Is the bonnet shut down?
No. Give it a push forward. That's it.
Now. How does it feel?
Fabulous. What about them brakes then, eh?
Yeah, good.
That's what you call a good car. And when you think how old it is, and look at that tick over. God damn, it ain't vibrating at all, look. You wouldn't think that was running, would you?
It's quiet, isn't it?
The bloody fuel pumps.
Quiet for 51 years old.
The fuel pumps make more noise than the engine.
Like your Ferrari.
Yeah, but my Ferrari's unbearable. I mean, we'll have to do something about that. That is nice though, isn't it?
It's like a different car.
And it don't stall. Oh, I'm pleased with that.
I'm very pleased.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to try and do this with a short skirt on, darling.
Do you wear short skirts often?
No. But, you know, when they go to Monaco, don't they? They go to Monaco in the, you know, all the millionaires and everything, and they love to take the picture of the lady getting out the...
Oh, I haven't stopped there.
They do. Get 1 million views then. And then, luckily, Susie's got a very nice neighbour who's retired a bit. Well, he is retired, really, and he's got a fabulous wooden workshop. You can't believe he's got all the tools. Really good bloke. Susie gave him the drawing and said, oh, this is a chair that Etoile Bugatti designed. What do you think? And he really took up on it. He thought, oh, it's a really good thing. Said, oh, we'll have to make it out of French wood or something, you know, because it obviously would have been. So it's made out of...
I think it's French chestnut.
That's it, French chestnut. And so the wood was quite expensive, but it's quite worth looking at, really, because typical Bugatti, it's got so many angles on it. I mean, I don't know how he did it, really. It would drive you mad, and it all fits beautifully, but if you look at it, right, so it's got the back, lovely, straight, simple. No, not Bugatti. It comes down to here, look, and then it tapers out to these. They go on there, and then they come forward to mount this. Then obviously they're at an angle like that to match up with the angle going back to there. And then look at the angles. Everywhere you look, there's an angle, but look how good he's done it. Look, it all fits like really good. So I'll tell you what, you ain't no mug doing that. Everywhere you look, there's an angle. And it works like a charm, but I tell you what, that is a challenge making that. I mean, it's even like that bit of wood at the front there. You see, they come through at an angle, so you've got to fit that. So that means that the back of that has got to be the same angle as that. And then look, it all fits nicely, that all fits nicely. All round there's lovely. I'll tell you what, it's a magnificent job. So anyway, there you are, so he's made it, and
Is it comfortable?
and Susie says, she paid for it, she said, well, it's your chair, but when you die, I don't expect someone else to finish up with it. So obviously I'll have to make everybody realise that when I die, if I ever die, of course, because I don't intend to die, that this goes back to Susie. What the bloody hell she's going to do with it, I don't know. But she could probably sit in it and think of
And what are
me.
you going to do with it?
You would sit in it and think of me dying with tears in your eyes.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to sit in it. It's like, I'll tell you, it's very comfortable. Having a bit of a cushion would be nice. So what happened was, we've got this trimmer, he's a really nice bloke. And somebody walked in with this leather, and it's Q or something.
Kudu, I think.
Yeah, so it's an African animal.
Antelope.
And you've only got to look at it. Look, I mean, you know, you can see where he scratched himself against them and something and what have you. So anyway, I've got a load of this, and we re-trimmed one of the cars in it. And of course you know, I mean, it looks old before you even start, and it really looks good. So I have got a few bits extra, and I thought, seeing as the old back's not brand new, it'd be nice to have sort of some kind of a thin cushion made, you know, that don't necessarily cover that completely, and sort of rests up there like that, with just a little bit of padding. And I think that would just round it off and make it really comfortable. And I can sit in there, and I love that being flat. Put your cup of tea on there, no trouble at all. And of course he's rubbed it down and finished it. I mean, it's a lovely job, I must say, you know, I'm absolutely impressed with it. The local four-wheel Morgan Club come to see us. I said, oh, you know, more than 12 people is very difficult. Well, I think we had 20, didn't we?
We had 24.
Well, there you are. We had a whole line of cars, and they were smashing people, no doubt about it. It was all good, and there was no trouble, and it was lovely. They have a whip round, tenner each, and raise 250 quid. Well, you know, it's got to go to charity, innit? So when they said to me about it, I said, I'll send it to charity. Now, they didn't tell me which charity.
They might have asked me, actually.
And they might have asked Susie, yeah.
And what's happening next week?
Well, we're going to Bewley, and Susie has had some new shed racing logos done with the All and Scott on. You'll see them, they look really good. And she's also had some T-shirts made. So the usual problem with the T-shirts, how much are we going to charge for them? And I said, well, whatever we charge for them, I don't think we should be trying to make a profit. You know, we're not doing this to make a profit. Yeah. But anyway, what we're going to do from now on, if we raise a load of money with the T-shirts, we've already raised 250 quid or 40 quid or whatever it was
Cancer
from
research.
the Morgan Club. I thought it'd be quite nice to have like a list, you know, at the end of, you know, our videos. Not every time, but when we've raised a few quid. So I say, Morgan Four-Wheeler Club, raised 240 quid, went to Cancer Research or whatever they sent it to.
And we had the money for the leukemia last year when I did that cycle to Paris.
Yeah,
We got a lot of good shed racing support.
Yeah. So we had, that was £2,000, wasn't it, we had from them? So all of that stuff is going to be black and white on the screen. So, you know, it makes me feel bad because I don't want people to think I'm trying to earn a load of money. I ain't trying to. I've never managed to earn a load of money in my life, so I ain't going to start now. Don't forget to subscribe and press the like button.